Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. Can you first tell us something more about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Vada. I'm a social media manager and consultant. I have been working in social media and marketing for around 5 years now. So I have worked in a 9 to 5 and in office jobs, but decided to go freelance. So now I help small businesses, entrepreneurs, and bloggers grow their social media organically. So that's what I'm currently trying to build with my business is to help others who want to grow their socials and who want to make more sales, but they just don't know where to start.
Okay, so how old are you, if I may ask?
Yeah, sure. I'm 21. So I turned 21 this month. So still learning.
Yeah, but I feel like you already have like 5 years of experience and you're only 21, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people they don't realize how long I've actually been in social media.
Mhm.
Lots of people think that I've got a degree, so they think that I'd probably just be graduating, I think. Whereas I started working at like 16. So
Yeah, that's early. So, how did you start?
How I started in social media, I was actually going in a completely different direction. I was going to college and I was studying animal care, and I was really determined to be a vet nurse, and I didn't get the grades that I actually needed to continue. So I decided to look for work, um, and I decided that I was going to go for an apprenticeship. I know apprenticeships are different in different countries, but here it was basically apprenticeships are where you do basically 35, 40 hours work, whatever it is, and you get paid a fraction of what you normally would be paid because you're still learning from them, obviously. So I started doing that, and I think I was working about 40 hours a week, and I just started a apprenticeship, and I started off under the social media manager. So I was being trained by her, and I started helping with proofreading and creating blog posts. I was actually proofreading other people's blog posts as well and creating a content schedule, engaging on social media, and I started doing all of that. And I got really into it. But unfortunately, my apprenticeship had to come to an end. So after 3 months, they couldn't have me on anymore. So I had to find something else, and I really like my website started because of the apprenticeship. I was missing blogging and writing, so I decided to just sort of start a website on Blogger, and I started just writing my thoughts out, and it kind of grew and snowballed, and I started really getting into social media and marketing. But I actually got the apprenticeship because I had grown my Instagram to about 7,000 followers. So I had done that, and they could see that I had done it, and they were really intrigued on how. So they sort of gave me a chance to do the apprenticeship, and yeah, I kind of went from there.
And did you consciously decided to do social media at the start?
I never thought of it as something that I was going to do. Didn't really know that I was good at it or anything. I just sort of grew my account on Instagram, and I decided that, oh, well, maybe marketing would be okay. Maybe maybe it would be a good direction to go in. Um, and it was mainly because I thought, oh, it'll be good money, it'll be a good income to come in. Um, but I actually did start to enjoy doing it. And the more I did it, the more it felt like my skill set, and it just felt very me. So I kind of went from one end to wanting to do animal care to social media management. So it was quite a drastic change.
Yeah. So are you now a freelancer full time?
Yes, I went freelance nearly 2 years ago. I think it's October I went. Yeah, so I've been freelance nearly 2 years, and that was mainly because I had I had quite bad luck with 9 to 5 jobs and jobs in general. So after my apprenticeship ended, because the bank actually, not the bank, the company actually went bankrupt. So they couldn't have me anymore. And so I kind of drifted through jobs. So I was in retail for a while, I was waitressing, and then I started a new apprenticeship, and I had several 9 to 5 jobs after that. And I just didn't enjoy it. I really hated the idea of having to actually commute to somewhere to actually do a job that I didn't enjoy, and I was doing it for someone else. I wasn't making much money, and I've wanted to go freelance for quite a while, but I thought it was way more complicated than everyone was saying. Um, and I just thought, oh, it'll never happen because I need a steady income, and it's just not going to be possible for me. I know people can do it, but for me, it's not for me. um, but then I had some bad experiences at work, started getting sort of bullied by my manager, and I decided that it was time to leave. So for me, I'm one of those people who doesn't like to stick things out if I don't enjoy it. So I immediately left, and I was like, I was very lucky in that aspect because I know a lot of people can't do that. Um, but I left, and I had every intention of actually getting another 9 to 5 job, and I was looking for a marketing job in London. But then something else came up, and it was actually in London, but they wanted someone to do freelance social media management. And I thought at first, oh, that can't be right. I found this job on Facebook. It's going to be dodgy. It's going to be one of
Yeah.
those pyramid schemes. Um, I actually went to the offices to meet them, and they actually turned out to be a legit company, and they just wanted someone to start engaging on socials. They wanted someone to post for them. They had a lot of brands that they wanted to get out there. And so I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Like, it had been a couple of days since I'd had the interview, and I just sort of messaged them again. I was like, how are you getting along with your decision? Like, are you interested? And they said, yeah, we want you on board. Like, come into the offices next week. We'll give you your phone. You can do this. And it started from there. So it was pretty much baptism of fire. I went straight into freelancing, and I had to actually register myself as self-employed when I first got my freelance gig. And it was something I never expected to happen. But I started making money from home and actually working with this company, and I was just in shock that I could actually do it. I thought it was a lot more complicated.
Yeah. That's amazing. So which social media platforms are you on yourself?
I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I think that's about it. But my
And
main platforms are Twitter and Instagram.
and Pinterest, you're
Oh yeah, I am on Pinterest. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with Pinterest, if I'm honest. One time it can be really easy, and you'll get loads of views and clicks, and then the next minute it's like, oh no, you've been marked as spam. You can't post anything.
yeah.
Um, Pinterest is just a pain.
Yeah, for me it's going very well, but I just started, so I don't
Yeah,
really know what it will bring. Like I've had it for a long time, but I was never consistently posting on it.
yeah, that was like me. I was posting
Yeah.
consistently a few months ago, and then I kind of just got sick of having to sit down and constantly work on it for little results. So I sort of took a break and came back to it, and it's been a love-hate relationship ever
Yeah.
since.
So, do you schedule your own content?
I actually do. I don't do it on all platforms though. I obviously Twitter and Facebook, you have your own scheduling. There's actually scheduling on there. Um, and I don't actually have my own scheduling platform. I only schedule content through like Buffer and Hootsuite for clients. So I only use Twitter basically for scheduling because it's one of the platforms that I get most of my income. So for me, it's beneficial to have a schedule planned out for Twitter, but when it comes to Instagram, I like to be a bit more spontaneous with my content and when I post.
So, okay. So on Twitter, I always see you setting goals like I want to get 10 days of sales or I want to get 5 sales today. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool to see. So, how do you actually set goals for yourself?
So I am a person who kind of I like to have goalposts and I like to have sort of a goal in the future, but I don't like to make it such a big issue. I don't want to plan my whole life around it because I used to do that a lot and I'd have like a 5 year plan and everything went out the window. So for me, I don't actually like planning too often, but if I can set myself like a daily goal or like a weekly goal that I think is manageable and I sort of underestimate it. So if I say that I want one sale, I'll actually get more, but I kind of have a realistic
Yeah.
expectation that I will have that. So for me, I just have to set goals um, that I think are realistic to what I'm posting and how much I can actually be bothered to put in a days because sometimes I'll have days where I don't want to do anything and I won't want to schedule any social media content. I won't want to do any of that. And then other days I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's get a sale. Let's like get a consultation booked. Let's do it. So it's every day is sort of different.
Yeah, I think it's super motivating to see if you say like, "Can I make another sale today?" And then I see another tweet, "I made a sale," and it makes me
Oh,
so
that's
happy.
nice. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I hope
it's
that
really
it
cool.
helps other people realize that it's
Yeah,
okay to ask for that and it's
yeah,
okay to put it out there because if you're manifesting it, then I know that it's
yeah.
going to happen eventually. But yeah.
Yeah, for me, sometimes I don't want to post about it because I think if I don't get it or yeah, then I will disappoint people. But I
Yeah.
think it's really motivating because you set really small goals and then if I see that you reach them, I think it's so cool to see.
Oh, thank you. That's
So,
nice to hear.
so how do you manage your time?
For me, my whole life, um, I have actually always had to manage my own schedule. I was homeschooled um, from a very, very young age, and I always had to have a plan in place because obviously I had to study on my own. I went through my GCSEs and I had to study all of the coursework on my own without anyone. So I had to actually have some discipline. So for me, I know that some people don't like working from home and they find it really difficult to have a routine. And then they end up just sitting there and they're watching TV or something. But when you are freelance and you realize that you are literally going to make money if you sit there and concentrate on it, that's really motivating. So for me, how I manage my time is obviously thinking about that, and also the fact that I literally have notebooks absolutely everywhere, and I have lists and lists. And so I manage my time by the night before. I have everything that I need to do. I will write everything down. So it can be like a really simple task. So literally to be like post a tweet, or um, get up and have a shower, something like that. And I have to have like a list of things that I need to get done, and I will make sure that everything on that list is done. If there's something that I don't want to put down that I know might not get done, I won't put it down, because it's kind of like a definite list of everything that I have to get done. So for me, having a list and having a sort of an outline of what I'm going to be doing each day helps. I don't obviously like to have a really major routine, because that's not the point of freelancing for me. Freelancing is having the freedom to work on my own time. So for me, I like to have just a bit of an outline of everything that I'm going to get done, but I don't give myself a deadline.
Yeah, I love that. I have tried different things, but now I am trying to like schedule my whole day, but I don't really like it because I if I get up a little bit later, then I'm already behind.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I
and
like to sort of, sorry.
it just makes me feel stressed.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think there are some benefits to like a 9 to 5 job, because you know that you have to get there and you have to do the job while you're
Yeah,
there. You're not going to be scrolling through your phone all the time, and you're not going to be watching TV all the time. So it is important to have a bit of a routine, I think. But when you try and schedule every moment of the day, that's when it becomes stressful.
yeah.
So I usually give myself a time frame within the day. So I know that 8 a.m. I get up and I do my client social media stuff, and I get all of my client things out of the way in the morning so that I can focus on my own business in the afternoon.
Hmm.
So it kind of helps to segregate a time in the day to do that, but I don't necessarily say, oh, I have to get this done at like 9 a.m. and I have to get this done by 10, because otherwise you kind of limit yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I also I also tried making lists and I like that more. Like I write down three things I really need to get done. And
Yeah.
then when I get those done, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then I can always do more, but it feels better because I have done what I have to do and then I did some extra.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little
Yeah.
reward. You're kind
Yeah.
of like, oh, I've done a bit more than I expected to do,
Yeah.
which I really love. But there's a blogger, I can't remember her name, but she writes about about procrastination and being productive. And she's like, you don't have to be productive 100% of the day, obviously, because we need rest to be creative. So she has like a little list thing that she does, where she'll write like three main things that she'll want to get done for the day, which are like definite. And then she'll have like another page, which is things that she'd like to get done, which are goals, but if not, they get done the next day. And then long-term goals on another page. So let's say like a 6 month goal of what project you'd like completing within the next 6 months or a year, which I think is a lot easier than being like, okay, I want to get this whole project done today, because otherwise, if you haven't done it, you're just going to beat yourself up about it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's also like different for everyone. Maybe some, like I heard some people really prefer planning out their whole day,
Yeah,
but it
some people
probably
are different.
depends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a personality type, I think,
Yeah.
because I know I can't remember what it's called, but there are certain types of people which learn in different ways. So I'm someone who learns more from um, text and writing out, and then there are other people who are more visionary. based and have videos and images that they learn from. So I think it definitely depends on what you are and how you learn, which makes it easier to have a routine.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I prefer watching videos because I think it's more entertaining, but if I really want to remember something, it's better for me
Yeah,
to read it.
yeah, definitely. I'm the same.
Yeah. So I think I've asked everything I wanted to know. Is there anything else that you think is important or that you want to add?
Um, I don't think so. I think that's kind of covered everything that I can think of for now.
Yeah. Okay. So if people want to follow you, where can they find you?
So my Instagram is Ramblings of a Neurotic Writer, and I kind of have similar handles on every single platform. And I think my Twitter is a neurotic writer. Um, and I also have my own website, which is the same as my Instagram handle. So yeah.
Yeah. I would really recommend people to follow you on Twitter because I really like your posts there.
Oh, thank you. I'm mostly active on there, so that's kind of the platform to see exactly
Yeah.
what I'm up to.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. It was really cool.
No, thank you for having me.